Well, it's a lovely afternoon on the 1st of May in Nottingham, and I'm on Sneinton Dale, and I'm filming some of the plants that grow in tree pits. And as you can see, this road is lined with trees. They're now all out in leaf, and tree pits are useful because they provide a habitat for many different kinds of plants, and I wanted to film them, see how many different kinds there are going here. And it's a very busy road, and here are some of the plants. And the first one is common field speedwell, growing against the base of this tree, and there are chickweeds growing here as well. Hopefully you can see the small flowers there. At the base of this tree we've got a hedge mustard, chickweed, a lot of grass, and here we've got a groundsel coming up. And at this tree a number of groundsels all nodding their head. Of course, when dogs come by here, they fertilise these plants with urine, which is a good source of nitrogen, the main plant nutrient. So many plants here look very well fed. At the base of this tree we've got a lot of shepherd's purse, and you can tell shepherd's purse because of the particular triangular shape of the seed head. That's shepherd's purse, a lot of it growing here. But I would have to say the most abundant plant growing at the base of these trees is definitely chickweed, which of course is well known as a salad plant. And not that you'd want to use chickweed from these tree pits as salad foods because of the obvious soiling by dogs that will take place here. And more shepherd's purse here. I have to say there isn't a huge amount of biodiversity up this road. Maybe I'll find something interesting as I move from tree to tree. And there's a large patch of shepherd's purse here, and because there are a number of stems, this particular tree pit looks quite attractive. And of course the plants here prevent water from drying out around the tree, so there's some protection afforded to the trees growing in this environment. And here we've got some of the small flowered ivy-leaved speedwell. It has some flowers on it, not that you'd notice. And a small plant of hairy bittercress here. There doesn't seem to be that much of this growing in these tree pits, I have to say. And in this one we've got some corn salad growing, which I described in a previous video. This is the first finding of corn salad in these tree pits on Sneinton Dale. Nice to see it. Not a common plant really. And on this tree there's a particularly huge patch of chickweed, all open, with open flowers at about 3:30 this afternoon. And some interesting plants growing here. Wild peas, or is it meadow vetchling? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look that up and tell you in a while. Right, I'm moving southward now down the other side of the road, and we'll see if the plants are different that are growing here. A large patch of ivy-leaved speedwell here, and some of the flowers, you can almost see them. They're blue but very small. And again, a lot of shepherd's purse here, and groundsel and chickweed. And here we've got the seeding heads of hairy bittercress. As I say, not much of that growing in these tree pits around here. And there's another hedge mustard growing here, but by far the most abundant plant in all these tree pits is common chickweed, Stellaria media, and it covers the whole area more or less, making it difficult for other plants to get a foothold. More groundsels, more chickweed with some goosegrass here as well. And this is the first dandelions I've seen in these tree pits, And still, chickweed is the major plant growing here, at the expense of everything else, I think. These shepherd's purse look quite outstanding with their white flowers, and they contrast well with the yellow flowers of groundsel and the small white flowers of chickweed as well. But again, chickweed the most abundant plant around these tree pits. And just the one petty spurge I've come across here, that's Euphorbia peplus. One plant at one tree. And the shepherd's purse here is quite beautiful, with its sort of ethereal pale and white flowers, and they're all out together, and it's a beautiful sight along with the triangular seed pods. And just a small plant of feverfew here, and sorry it's in my shadow, but there we go. And another enormous mass and mat of chickweed at the base of this tree. And at a road junction, perhaps we'd expect to find a wider range of species, and here we've got a cat's ear growing with groundsel, shepherd's purse, quite a lot of shepherd's purse, more here, more chickweed, and sow thistles growing here too. Perhaps you'd expect to find more flowers growing at the base of trees at a junction, because there's seed being blown along different roadways. And this is the last tree on my journey. Again, the tree bases are covered with chickweeds, shepherd's purse, a few grasses. There's a dandelion here, some cereal grasses, but not much else. And I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed in what I've found. There's more interesting plants growing in brickwork and concrete. Some mouse-ear chickweeds, field forget-me-nots maybe, I'm not quite sure what these are, but they're very small and difficult to spot unless you're looking for them. So I'd say I'm quite disappointed really in the number of plants, number of species that are growing in tree pits around Sneinton Dale in Nottingham, and I was hoping there'd be more, but the most abundant plants definitely were chickweeds, groundsels, shepherd's purse, and really not much else at all. There were one or two odd plants of euphorbia and peas, but that's about all. So I hope there'd be more, but maybe you'd expect chickweed to take over in ground that is regularly fertilized by dogs. Chickweed is a lover of nitrogen, and they'll certainly get plenty of that. Sadly, you can't use the chickweed because it's been soiled. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Sorry I couldn't show you any more interesting plants, but there we go. That's the truth for tree pits in Sneinton Dale, Bakersfield, Nottingham. Thanks for watching.